Welcome back. Let's get started. Before starting the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such content on science. In this video, we'll be discussing about theory of natural selection, Lamarckism, speciation and evolution. So what is theory of natural selection? Who gave this theory? Theory of natural selection was given by Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin wrote a book named Origin of Species. In that, he talks about survival of the fittest. Now, what is survival of the fittest? Survival of the fittest means the organism which has the essential modification for survival, only that organism will survive. Let's know this in detail by this. Survival of the fittest. Population increase is geometric, but food growth is arithmetic. Now, what is the difference between geometric and being arithmetic? I'll explain that. Paramecium reproduces every 24 hours, bacteria reproduces every 20 minutes, but food resource and space are limited. So, if you see, the population growth is geometric, population increases rapidly, but food does not increase rapidly. Okay, so geometric means, so population increases geometric. If you can see the calculation, you have to do a certain bit of a math calculation over here. 2 into 2 gives you 4, 4 into 2 8 and 8 into 2 16. Suppose there are 16 people. This is how population grows. Population increases by multiplication, but food increases by addition, that is by arithmetically. Okay, so 2 plus 2 gives you 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8. So they are 16 people for 8 morsels of food. They are 16 people for 8 morsels of food. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि लोग आपस में मिल बैठ के खा लेंगे, नहीं. People or the organisms fight for survival. The people or the organism fight for food. And who will be the winner and who will be the loser? The winner would be the one who has the essential modification for survival, and the loser will be the one who does not adapt or who cannot change as the environment changes. This is nature's theory of selection. If you are the fittest one, if you have the characteristics essential for survival, then only you would survive. If you do not have the essential characteristics, then you will not survive. For example, cheetah. If cheetah was not fast, he will never get his food. He won't be able to hunt down any animal. So what is an essential modification in cheetah according to the theory? The modification in cheetah is that he has the modification of being fast than other animals. Now let's do a quick revision. Survival of the fittest is natural selection. Nature selects the fittest one, or the fittest one would survive. When food becomes limited, they struggle, but still they survive. Now see, then we come on to the last part of the theory, that is the objections of Darwin's theory. Now what are objections? Every theory has its pros and cons, every theory has its disadvantages and advantages. So Darwin's theory also had some objections, like Darwin could not explain useful or useless modification. Natural selection is not the only factor for evolution, and there is no explanation about slow and abrupt changes in his theory. Slow and abrupt changes का मतलब क्या हुआ? जैसे मैंने आपको vestigial organs के बारे में बताया था. Vestigial organs, they got degenerated over a period of time. It took them millions of crores of years. But Darwin's theory could not explain why certain organs got degenerated over a period. Let's get started with Lamarckism. Lamarckism theory was given by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck told that morphological changes are responsible for evolution. What are morphological changes? Morphological word I explained in the first video. Morphological means being the external appearance. So changes in external appearances is morphological change. He says that morphological change is due to activities or diseases of that organism. Further, he added that a giraffe neck grew taller since they were more into browsing action on taller trees. And Iron Smith shoulders became strong due to frequent hammering action for several generations. Animals like ostrich or emu lost their ability to fly since their wings became weak, and the duck or a swan can swim easily because of their legs. And snakes lost their legs since they were more into burrowing action and not into crawling action. So what does actually Lamarckism theory says? Lamarckism theory says if you use your organs properly, they'll grow. If you do not use your organs properly, they will not grow. In case of snake did not use his leg properly, hence they got degenerated. Okay, and in case of similarly the case applies to ostrich. Ostrich के केस में क्या था? Ostrich did not use his wings properly, hence is unable to fly. But a duck and a giraffe, they use their neck properly. Duck uses leg properly and a giraffe uses neck properly, and hence it grew. Further, what did Lamarck call this concept? Lamarck called this concept as use or disuse of organs. If you use your organs properly, they'll grow. But if you don't, they will degenerate. So what is the problem with Lamarckism theory? Till what point was Lamarckism theory accepted? Development of organs due to specific activities or their degeneration due to no use of all was widely accepted. यानी कि कोई भी ऑर्गन डेवलप होता है एक पर्टिकुलर जनरेशन में, या फिर कोई भी ऑर्गन एक पर्टिकुलर जनरेशन में डीजेनरेट हो जाएगा क्योंकि आपने उसको यूज़ नहीं किया. दिस वॉज वाइडली एक्सेप्टेड, बट वॉज नॉट वाइडली एक्सेप्टेड दैट the characters which you acquire in a particular generation is not transferred to the other generation. Suppose you learn driving in your generation. Suppose you learn driving. It does not mean your child will also learn driving when he comes out of the womb. No. He needs to learn it on his own. Suppose you can see the diagram for a man. Okay? So, if a man is into bodybuilding, he'll get muscles. It doesn't mean his next generation will also be born muscular. They need to go to the gym. They need to work out to get muscles. Okay, so Lamarckism theory was disapproved. Because he told that characters are transferred from one generation to the other. But what is the truth? Characters are not transferred from one generation to the other. Characters which you acquire in a particular generation remain in that generation only and are not transferred to the next. Let's start with speciation. So formation of new species of plants and animals is the effect of evolution. Now, because of evolution, new species of plants and animals have evolved. So what is a species? A species is a group of organisms which live in a particular habitat. A group of organisms which live in a particular habitat. अभी group of organisms कैसे हो सकते हैं? जैसे कि it can be monkeys which live on trees, or maybe crocodiles which live in water, and maybe insects which live in the ground. So this is a group of organisms which live in a particular habitat. So new species are produced because of genetic variation. What is genetic variation? Variation का मतलब क्या होता है? Slight change or slight difference. Genetic variation का मतलब होता है slight change in DNA. As you can see in the diagram, different offsprings from the same parents. The parents are the same, but offsprings are different. ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Because of the mix-up of DNA of father and mother. Okay, since DNA mix-up हो जाता है, इसकी वजह से offsprings are not the same. Offsprings slightly differ from their parents. Third, food, habitat, reproductive ability are responsible for speciation. For speciation, what are the factors responsible? Food है, habitat है, and reproductive ability. Geographical और reproductive isolation also leads to speciation. Geographical conditions कैसे हो सकते हैं? मतलब वो particular species कौन से geographical area में present है? Is the species present in the polar region? Is the species present near the equator? So it depends on such factors. Then you move ahead to human evolution. Okay, human evolution. Dinosaurs disappeared approximately 7 crore years ago. First record of human-like animal is with us in the form of Ramapithecus ape from East Africa. About 15 lakh years ago, human walking with erect posture was evolved. Okay, so these 3 points are important. I know there are a lot of points mentioned in your textbook, but those are not required. I'm only giving you the points which are required from board's point of view. Now, as you can see in the diagram, the first diagram is a protoplasm, and from protoplasm how humans evolved. So in the middle you can see an organism which looks like lemur. Lemur looks similar to a monkey but not a monkey actually. Okay, so we move ahead. Development of human brain. As humans evolved from unicellular organisms or from their earlier forms, their brain also started developing. As their brain started developing, they started getting into different activities. First activity was they discovered fire. The first invention of humans was that they discovered fire. Evolution of upright man continued in the direction of developing for the period of about 1 lakh years, and meanwhile it discovered the fire. Brain of 50,000-year-old man has been sufficiently evolved to the extent that it can be considered as member of class wise man, that is Homo sapiens. Neanderthal man can be considered as the first example of wise man. Who was the first wise man? Neanderthal man. Okay, it can be asked for your fill in the blanks or it can be asked in the MCQs. Who was the first wise man? About 10,000 years ago, wise man started to establish or started to practice agriculture. It started to rear cattle and establish cities. Modern science emerged about 400 years ago and industrial society was established about 200 years ago. As you can see in the diagram, the development of human brain. Okay, and ultimately you have Homo sapiens. The second diagram is of the Neanderthal man. Neanderthal man was the first wise man. And the second diagram and the third diagram you can see about humans rearing cattle and into agriculture. Now, a question may arise in your mind. You have so many different species on the earth. Which species does humans belong to? Which species do we humans belong to? Humans, the current human generation belongs to the species which is called as Homo sapiens. We belong to the species which is called as Homo sapiens. We are done with part 3. In part 4, we're discussing about heredity. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Also, which part of the video you actually liked? Was that Lamarckism? Or was that Darwin's theory of natural selection? Do let me know in the comments. Thank you.